Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you've been following along, you know we started these beautiful cabbage seeds indoors a few weeks ago. And look at them now. They're strong, they're vibrant, and they are absolutely ready for their new home in the garden. This is a super exciting day, and I'm going to walk you through every single step of transplanting these little guys to ensure they grow into big, beautiful heads of cabbage. So the big question is, how do you know when your seedlings are ready? It's all about the leaves. You're not looking at these first two little leaves that popped up. Those are the cotyledons or seed leaves. They're like the packed lunch the seed brought with it. What you're really looking for are the true leaves. These are the leaves that look like actual miniature cabbage leaves. The magic number is 4 to 5. Once your seedling has 4 to 5 true leaves, it's developed a strong enough root system to handle the move outdoors. See these guys here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth one just starting. They're perfect. Any smaller and they might struggle with the shock of transplanting. Any bigger and they might become root-bound in their little starter pots, which can stunt their growth later on. So 4 to 5 true leaves is the sweet spot. Before we even think about pulling them out of their pots, we need to prepare their new home. I've chosen a spot in my garden that gets at least 6 hours of direct sunlight each day. Cabbages love the sun. I've already worked this bed over, loosening the soil and amending it with some well-rotted compost. Cabbages are heavy feeders, meaning they're pretty hungry plants. Giving them rich, nutrient-dense soil right from the start is key to getting those large, dense heads we're all dreaming of. I've raked it all smooth, and now we're ready to talk about spacing. Spacing is crucial. It might be tempting to plant them close together to save space, but that's a mistake. Cabbages need room to spread out their big outer leaves to soak up all that sun. If they're too crowded, they'll compete for light, water, and nutrients, and you'll end up with smaller heads. A good rule of thumb is to space your cabbage plants about 18 to 24 inches apart. I like to use a tape measure to get it just right. I'll just mark out my spots, making a little indentation in the soil for each plant. This way, I know exactly where each one is going. Now let's talk about hardening off. This is probably the most critical step that many new gardeners miss. You can't just take your seedlings from their cozy indoor environment and throw them into the great outdoors. The sun, wind, and temperature fluctuations can be a huge shock to their system. You have to acclimate them gradually. This process is called hardening off. I started this about a week ago. On day 1, I brought them outside to a shady, protected spot for just an hour. Each day, I increased their time outdoors by an hour or two and gradually exposed them to more direct sunlight and a bit of wind. After about 7 to 10 days of this, they're tough enough to handle living outside full-time. Don't skip this step. It dramatically increases your transplant success rate. Alright, the bed is prepped, the plants are hardened off, and the sun is shining. It's time for the main event. The first thing I am going to do is give these seedlings a good drink of water in their pots about an hour before I plan to transplant them. This helps the soil clump around the roots and makes it easier to slide them out of their containers without causing too much disturbance. You want the whole root ball to come out in one piece. Let's dig the holes. At each spot I marked earlier, I'm going to dig a hole that is slightly larger and deeper than the seedling S container. We want the top of the root ball to sit just level with or slightly below the surrounding soil. A common mistake is planting them too high, which can expose the roots. We want to bury them up to the level of their first set of true leaves. This helps anchor the plant and can even encourage some additional root growth along the buried stem, making for a sturdier plant. Now for the delicate part. To remove the seedling, I gently squeeze the sides of the pot to loosen the soil. Then, I'll turn it upside down, supporting the plant and the soil surface with my hand, and it should slide right out. Look at that. A beautiful, healthy root ball, all white and fibrous, holding the soil together. You don't want to see a tangled, circling mess of roots, which indicates the plant was root-bound. These look perfect. Now, I'll gently place the seedling into the prepared hole. I'll make sure it's standing up straight, and then begin to backfill the hole with the soil I dug out. I'm not packing the soil down hard. I'm just gently firming it around the base of the plant with my fingers. We want to eliminate any large air pockets, which can dry out the roots, but we don't want to compact the soil, which would make it hard for the roots to grow. Remember, we're planting it deep, right up to where those first true leaves start. Once the plant is in the ground and the soil is firmed up around it, the final crucial step is to water it in well. And I don't mean a little sprinkle. I mean a deep, thorough soaking. This settles the soil around the roots, removes any remaining air pockets, and gives the plant the moisture it needs to recover from the transplant shock and start establishing itself in its new environment. You can even use a starter fertilizer mixed with the water, something with a bit of phosphorus to encourage strong root development. And there you have it. One down, a few more to go. I'll just repeat this process for each of my cabbage seedlings, making sure to give them their proper 18 to 24 inches of space. It's so satisfying to see them all lined up in the garden, ready to take off. Now for a little post-transplant care. For the next few days, it's a good idea to keep a close eye on your new transplants. They might look a little wilted or sad for a day or two, and that's perfectly normal. It's just the shock of the move. Keep the soil consistently moist, but not waterlogged. If you're expecting a sudden cold snap or a really hot sunny day, you might even provide some temporary shade or cover for a couple of days just to ease their transition. A simple row cover or even a piece of cardboard can do the trick. Another thing to consider right away is pests. Cabbages are notorious magnets for things like cabbage worms and flea beetles. To get ahead of the problem, I'm going to install some row covers over my new patch. This fine mesh fabric lets in light, air, and water, but keeps those pesky cabbage moths from laying their eggs on the leaves. It's a simple, organic way to protect your plants from day one. So, to recap the key points, transplant when your seedlings have 4 to 5 true leaves. Make sure you've hardened them off for at least a week. Prepare your garden bed with plenty of compost in a sunny spot. Give your plants plenty of space, about 18 to 24 inches apart. Plant them deep, up to the first set of leaves, and water them in thoroughly. Watching these little plants grow and mature over the coming weeks is one of the most rewarding parts of gardening. In just a couple of months, with the right care, these tiny seedlings will transform into big, heavy heads of crisp, delicious cabbage. I can already taste the coleslaw. Thank you so much for joining me in the garden today. I hope this detailed walkthrough gives you the confidence to get your own cabbage seedlings transplanted and on their way to a great harvest. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up.